Hi, I'm Ashura, and today we're getting into Undermine on the PTR. More specifically, we're getting into the Undermine storyline because we don't actually go to Undermine itself until the second storyline, so that's gonna be the next video. But nevertheless, we are starting the main Undermine campaign today, beginning with the first and actually very long questline, Trust Issues. This is a story-focused playthrough, so as per usual, that means I will be going through all of the quests, reading them out loud, and talking about the story and lore as we go through it. As a final note before we jump in, this is not my first time doing these quests. I have already played through this, so if you're more interested in my reactions and initial breakdown, I streamed it on my Twitch, and you can find a link to that and the VOD in the description below. Otherwise, let's get cracking. Let's get into Undermine.
What's up?
Working with Gazlowe again brings back lots of good times. And some bad.
Keep it real.
There you are. Have you heard the latest news? There's a big hole blown in the side of the mountain out by Opportunity Point in the Ringing Deeps. There were opportunistic folks taking it over, and now there's even more. We'd better hurry over there.
Have a good one.
My visions led me to that wall. I would go with you to see what is behind it.
This toll booth has to be brand new.
I gotta reward the effort. Look at him. What now?
It's a toll booth? Gotta be kidding me.
Monty Gazlowe rolls his eyes and laughs softly.
Guess you can make money off anything.
Get out there and get to it.
Lots of these workers are headed to a venture camp just down the road. That's a great first stop for information. We'll pay the toll booth fee. It's best to just play along for now.
We just want to visit the mining camp.
You ain't going nowhere till you pay. What? I'm working.
There's lots of business heading to the North Venture mining camps lately. That's big bucks for us. You wanna go in? You pay the toll. Simple.
Why are you letting some of these goblins in without paying?
Oh, they've got Darkfuse work badges. We don't upset Darkfuse enforcement. Blackwater's got a good thing going on here. The boss man ain't picking on us. We ain't gonna upset that apple cart.
I want to haggle about the price.
I love to haggle, but today the price is set. We're still setting up our coupons and deals.
You got it.
Here. This should cover us.
All paid. Move along.
Okay, so I didn't actually notice this the first time I went through this, but all of these, she said this too, but all of these goblins are affiliated with
What you got?
the Blackwater cartel.
Back
And
to it.
you'll learn this pretty shortly in because you can ask Gazlowe once you get to the camp to give you a bit of a refresher on the cartels. But to set you up, the Blackwater cartel is a relatively recent cartel, but has actually existed as an organization before that for quite a while. It's actually the former Blackwater Raiders, who you may basically remember as the goblins stationed in Booty Bay. And Gazlowe will tell us in a little bit that their relationship with one of the official goblin cartels, the Steamweedle cartel, helped them become a full-fledged cartel in Undermine among the goblins. And so she is saying that this is a venture company camp, venture company being one of the other cartels. But the Blackwater, who are in charge of shipping and transportation and all of that sort of bureaucratic stuff, have set up, I guess, taking advantage of the toll booth here. It's really interesting, like, getting a look at sort of intra-cartel politics, if that's the right way to put it, and like what they're all doing and what the organization of it is. And another detail to point out to sort of set this up is she referenced Darkfuse, who are not a cartel, but they're basically, at this time, Gallywix's enforcers. They're the guards here. The manager's deflecting. See what the workers know while we distract them. And then there's Steam Weedle here too. She's
Need a solution?
Steam Weedle admin. You don't look like Dark Fuse inspectors. What can you tell me about the Dark Fuse? Dark Fuse enforcement are the security and overseers for this outfit, so they think they can push everyone else around, and they can. I'm here to track work hours of the venture team. Pure admin gig. So, excuse me. I gotta get back to work. I just want to finish my contract and bring my cash back to pay my rent and Undermine.
I just handle the paperwork and try to stay off the Dark Fuse radar.
Honestly, went over my head the first time, though, that, like, basically every cartel is involved here, I guess except for Bilgewater, at least directly, because I mean Gazlowe's here, and he's the Bilgewater trade prince. He's the one in charge of the Goblin Cartel.
You got a problem?
I didn't sign up for this. What's the job here? This was a venture company mining operation, but now lots of cartels are getting their hands into things. The best jobs are up here in the north. The jobs in the south are the worst, I heard. In the southern work sites, workers just disappear. Hazard pay is only an added 10%. It's awful.
This is bad. But at least I'm not in the South Mines.
What you got?
Come to blame me for the wall, too? I inventory the explosives, but I don't decide where they go. What happened here? Hey, our job is to get things done, not ask a bunch of questions. Some order came in to blow up the wall, so we did it. Somebody sent a bogus work order, that's not on us.
Somebody wanted a hole in the wall. I don't know who, but it sure wasn't the Dark Fuse.
You got a problem? I got solutions.
Here we go. Can you tell me more about the different goblin cartels? Sure, I can explain the cartels. They're basically big groups that focus on some specific area of business. There are 4 major cartels currently in Undermine. Steamweedle Cartel, Venture Company, Blackwater Cartel, and Bilgewater Cartel. Dark Fuse enforcement is new. They don't seem like a proper cartel. Dark Fuse seems more like Gallywix's personal enforcers to me. Who are the Bilgewater? I'm the Bilgewater trade prince right now, so that's the cartel I know the most about. Most folks know us as the engineers and masters of all things that go boom. It's pretty accurate, honestly. Bilgewater has had a rough time of things. Jester Gallywix was the trade prince just before me. Thrall asked me to take over after Gallywix abandoned the cartel and the Horde. See, Gallywix made some bad deals and didn't want to stick around when the bill came due. Who are the Blackwater? The Blackwater Cartel is led by Baron Rebelgaz. He was the Baron of Booty Bay and leader of the Blackwater Raiders when they were pirates. Now he's a trade prince, and the Blackwater Cartel focus on controlling trade and shipping. If it has to do with travel, Blackwater's the crew. I guess that's why they're in charge of the toll booth. Rebelgaz is a decent guy, though, if you don't mind the piracy thing. Who are the Venture Company? The Venture Company is a cartel that prizes profit over everything else, usually. They're mostly into lumber or any other natural resource they can find. If they can dig it up or cut it down, Venture Company is gonna make money off of it. The drilling and cutting gear ain't half bad either. I don't know who their leader is right now. There was Mogul Razduk for a while, but not anymore. Not after the Motherlode debacle. Essentially just that, we killed him in the Motherlode dungeon. He was the final boss in BFA. Who are the Steamweedle? The Steamweedle Cartel is where I used to work. You see him at Gadgetsan, Mudsprocket, Ratchet, everywhere. They've done everything. These days they're known for their alchemy, potions, and poison. Selling the best product they can make. Marin Noggenfogger, a friend of mine, took over as trade prince a while back. He's well known for his Noggenfogger elixirs. Can members of cartels change cartels? Yeah, I used to work for Steamweedle back in the day. Try and treat my folks fair, but sometimes you get a better deal from the other cartels. And when another day comes, we can always try to win them back.
Do us proud.
Maybe whoever wanted that wall blown up also wants our attention here. We
We gotta dig deeper.
Yep, looks like we've got work to do.
Bigger and more dangerous than Opportunity Point? These south mines sound real bad, even if you have a high tolerance for bad working conditions. But what are they mining? Something here is worth big money. We'll need to check it out. I'll head past the big Dark Fuse camp with Renzik, stealth mode. Make a big distraction for us, will ya? Sure you can slow down production while you're over there.
All parts accounted for.
You have found me.
I notice you aren't hiding as much, Orweyna. I try to honor my people's tradition, but the visions and stopping the black blood come first. What do you think of all this chaos? I'm glad Gazlowe and Renzik are here. I'm used to working at a greater distance from people. They seem to thrive in this environment.
May you lend your song to hers.
What riches are they mining out of the earth? Could this deep digging be related to my visions? Surely these goblins would not find value in something like black blood. We must get a closer look. Together we will gain insight into their operation.
Wild guide you well. I fear I know what they are digging up. Let us be sure.
We'll use your distraction to learn more.
I want the head of whoever brought down that wall.
Bounty from
The
Gallywix.
goblin who brings me the culprit gets a promotion and a corner office at the Gazlowe.
These orders describe a large bounty available to any of the Dark Fuse that discover who is responsible for opening the wall at Opportunity Point. This document requires anyone with information about who opened the Western Wall to bring the information to their supervisor. It details the reward, a promotion to working inside Undermine. It also includes a promise of the favor and appreciation of Gallywix. Gazlowe will want to know about this.
This is black blood. They must be bringing it from the south.
I ain't done nothing.
Well, no face. Great to see ya. I'm Zerto, and I specialize in getting people what they need. Welcome to my shipping desk. How can I help?
I'd like to learn more about the process here.
Meet me by the south gate, friend. I'll clock out and clue you in.
South. That seems more like what I saw in my vision.
Let me just clock out over here. So let's get what you need, huh? I accept gold.
Over here! What? All parts accounted for.
All eyeballs were on you. That was great. And you brought us a new resource, this Zerto fella? Good thinking.
Get out there and get to it.
What'd you find?
Do us proud.
Gallywix is controlling Dark Fuse directly and wants to know who worked against them. We could have an ally out here. That's a big clue.
Bilgewater is on the job.
My visions suggest there is more to the south. We should move on soon. Does this goblin you discovered have more information?
I saw the black blood in my visions, but not all of that machinery.
How's about a tour? Oh, I got what
You're
you
new
need.
here, right? I can tell by your questions. But don't worry, Zerto's your best pal. I'll give you a personalized tour. Gutterville, the venture company town, is just south down the road. It'll be informative and interactive. You can't ask for a better experience. Trust me.
You owe me.
You don't mind if I charge by the minute, do you? I'm just kidding. We can chat about some kind of payment in Gutterville, assuming you enjoyed the tour.
I got your back.
This guy's just stalling.
Fine. He's there though. Show us what you got.
Sure thing, boss. This way. On your left, Venture's new Mark 78 Black Blood Extractor. Woo! Give it a whirl! imagine how much black blood that baby has dug up. Am I right? Oh, it's low on coolant. Everybody move! Well, you know, that happens a lot. Let's go to the town. Who's your pal?
We've had a lack of coolant lately. They're hoarding it down south, I bet. Besides, the X-70 was always more buggy than the X-71.
Hey. Okay, let's go.
There though, wait. Orweyna, are you okay?
What have they done? I must have a closer look.
Stick with Orweyna. Catch up with us at Gutterville when you can.
Speak to me.
I lack words.
Wild guide you well.
Land aches underfoot. These pipes carry black blood north in a massive volume. I've never seen the land become infected this rapidly. Clear away the rot. Perhaps we can save it yet. I'll go after the structures. Point out weak spots as you find them, and I will focus our assault.
Let nature take it. Follow me. We will stop this atrocity. Nature rejects you! Foul thing! Wait. Someone's coming.
Don't touch that. What are you doing?
The black blood. You have no idea. You have found me.
I know it's bad, but you're making things worse.
I mistrust any of the goblins responsible for this pipeline. Be cautious.
May you lend your song to hers. Your path leads you deep.
What are you doing here? Sabotaging? I can understand that. Things are way out of hand. But if we explode this pipe here, it'll get even worse. Black blood everywhere. Maybe together we could come up with something real to do. Meet me in Gutterville. We'll talk more away from these awful slimes.
Oh, and I was gonna chat all day. It's dangerous here. We can talk more in town. Wow, look who it is. Off you go then.
Keep your voice down. I've seen so many spies in Gutterville.
Do what you gotta.
I'm not gonna click this dialogue option because it's actually for later in the story.
Will that do now?
Thought we could talk here in Gutterville, but it feels tense. They're all Venture Company, but I don't recognize a lot of them. Word is Gazlowe sent down a bunch of workers who were sympathetic to him so they could spy on us. Clear out some of these turncoats. If any of them report to Overseer Gazlowe that we're working against the pipeline, he'll go after my people.
Off you go then.
You're talking to the goblin in charge.
What information is Gazlowe after here in Gutterville? Let's see if some of these goblins will give us a hint. Let's start with any Bilgewater goblins we can find.
Yep, looks like we've got work to do.
Hold up.
I see a goblin I know. Hey there, friend.
Okay, I was slightly wrong when I said earlier. I didn't think Bilgewater was involved. But I like how... I feel like up to this point, the cartels have been sort of isolated. Like, we know that they're all involved together in Undermine, but we've never really seen that, and this is our first time getting to Undermine. I like that this story shows the way that the cartels interact and intersect with each other, especially when it comes to jobs and stuff.
I'm on it.
Keep your voice down. Of course I recognize Gazlowe, but we gotta keep this on the down low.
Can you tell us what's going on here in Gutterville?
Can't talk now. Try old crazy Benny. He'll tell you some weird stuff, but he gets facts mixed in too.
Oh, sorry to put you on the spot. Thanks. You saw... ghosts?
Is that yours?
You looking for the real truth? I got all the juicy stuff. But we gotta whisper.
What have you seen, Lulu? Benny checks behind him and on the ceiling, as if expecting ghosts to be up there.
It isn't just goblins. There are weird ghosts spying on us too, all wrapped in bandages. My uncle's niece's foreman saw some ghostly shape dematerialize. Someone skulking around just yesterday, all sneaky-like with a bandaged face. Plus, I think the pinch are in on it. They've been trained by Gallywicks.
Benny makes pinching motions with his hands and points at the exit. I believe here that he is referring to ethereals. That for some reason, ethereals have been popping up. You'll find out more specifically later why that is, so I won't go too much into it. But I will say, that in the Xalatath quest chain before Dragonflight, we saw the Shadow Guard group of ethereals pop up as allied with Xalatath. What are all these spies trying to find? Benny looks around nervously, then speaks.
Gallywicks has given out big rewards to find the folks working against them. It's turning all the goblins against each other. Pansy knows the truth, I think.
Pansy?
Watch your step. Look, this project is slowly killing my crew. Blowing up the wall was my cry for help.
That was you? I knew you was worth something. I got a reward to collect. See ya, losers.
Oh, the smoke. I can't see a thing. Oh, then it's business, is it?
Why did you explode the wall?
It was a big risk to do it, but I was out of options. I couldn't get any help from Undermined. They got their own problems. So I made some noise and hoped that somebody out your way would care about this black blood. Looks like I was right.
Oh, and I was gonna chat all day.
More spies than I expected. It's hard to have faith in the venture company. But we're not all like that.
Will that do now? Oh, and I was gonna chat all day.
I hope Renzik catches up with Zerto before he can blab, but we shouldn't count on it.
Do what you gotta.
I got a team engineers. All of them got families. They keep having horrible accidents and infection from the black blood. Just couldn't stand another death. I opened the wall. I wanted it to bring us some hope. You show up and want to stop the black blood. Doesn't do anything good to stop those pipes up there. We gotta get to the pump station. So, my crew and the pumps, they're all at the same station. But we should hurry.
Off you go, then. Help me save my folks from the dark fuse and this job, and I'll help you shut it all down.
We are aligned in purpose.
My engineers. I thought if I just got them out of Undermine. I told you to use the manifold.
Can't believe it. Zerto must have told Overseer Gazlowe about me. This is a clear message to stop.
Will that do now?
This crew trusted me. They're my family. I gotta see if any of them survived. I have other engineers who wait here. They must have fled into the field. Razzie, Keats, and Gliz are out there. Find them. Bring them home.
Off you go, then. I won't let the Dark Fuse or Gallywicks bully us. We're shutting this all down.
The horrors of the black blood here cannot be underestimated.
I'll give you a hand, Pansy. Buddy, save the rest of her crew.
The strength of it in this place is causing my visions to feel distant, like odd whispers. Kill the manifestations of this rot before they grow stronger.
But my visions are clouded. I need to clear my head. So, your path leads you here.
It will take much more to staunch these wounds. We must not tire.
The world watch over you.
Made some progress here while you were helping Pamesy's engineers.
We have a plan.
Starts with killing the Dark Fuse leader, Gazlowe. Pamesy and I came up with an idea. Since we can't access the controls and we can't blow it up, what if we freeze the pump station? Stay with me. Pamesy mentioned that a lot of the machines up north are overheating lately because all the coolant is being used down south. It's even harder to get because the blunt slimes eat it. What if we found all that coolant supply and dumped it into the pump station? We put the whole operation on ice and it'd take ages to fix.
Bring the coolant. We'll be ready for it.
Where'd Zerto go?
I was able to track Zerto's path down to the south near some huge digging machines, and I lost the trail.
Be good.
Followed Zerto's trail south. Found a nasty piece of work named Gazlowe Concrane pushing workers around and talking about another lesson. Zerto must have snitched this Gazlowe guy, but I need to confirm it. I think this Gazlowe will have the proof on him. Gazlowe could have given the orders, but looking at that bloody shredder and the marks on Pamsy's crew, I'm sure he got involved personally. We should do the same. Kill Gazlowe and check him for any signs Zerto got word to him.
Have a good...
You'll find Overseer Gazlowe in the south, by the huge drop-off. A letter from Zerto detailing Pamsy's involvement in opening the wall, attracting attention to Gallywix's black blood mining. This will prove Zerto snitched on Pamsy, causing Gazlowe to attack her engineers.
We get things done.
Get enough to freeze the station solid. Right,
Lonely
that's a good haul.
Yep, looks like we've got work to do.
Keep it real.
The engineers deserved better.
Be good.
You found proof? I knew it. Not as good as getting Zerto himself, but we'll catch up with him in the end.
This'll be a snap. You got a problem?
Here's
I
the
got
plan.
solutions.
If we just freeze the outside, it'll all melt in a bit and go back to normal. But we got Orweyna. She can target cracks and leaks in the pipe so the coolant can get inside and really muck things up. Since you gathered all the canisters, I think you should get the honor of freezing the pipe solid. Pamsy's a rocket board, and you'll be able to dispense icy justice down upon the station's key areas. Follow Orweyna.
It's lonely at the top.
The real effort begins now. Let's do it.
I'll join you above and scout the weak points in the pipe.
Loading up the chill burst canisters. Come on!
I can see weak spots in the pipeline. I will mark them.
Bilge water
Nice
on
ice
duty.
work. Huh.
That might have been more satisfying than a big explosion.
Hey, how you doing?
These engineers have been through a lot. Let's make sure they're good. Maybe they can shed some light on Undermine.
Have a good one. You got a problem?
Gallywix just pushed his way in with a new crew and new guns. That ain't right. I don't know one doing nothing about 'em.
Break.
What you got?
These were my friends. They came out here to get away from all the backstabbing and infighting in Undermine.
Undermine needs someone looking out for the little guy.
You got a problem?
We stopped the job, but we already sent so much of the black blood to Undermine. They had tons of it.
We cannot let black blood spread.
What's up? Keep it real.
Our next stop should be Undermine.
Be good. Have a good one.
We've done what we could here. It's time to get a look at Undermine. Pamsy's got a contact, the venture goblin named Grimla. We can start there when we arrive. Let's get Gazlowe and get going. Undermine's not the kind of problem you solve with a knife. We need someone like Gazlowe on board for this. You know, the builder and leader type.
Be good.
What's the holdup?
Pamsy has access. We get our friends out of Undermine and be home before you know it. Gallywix can't be trusted with something like black blood. Looks like we got business in Undermine.
You got business in Undermine. I ain't ever going back there.
Thought you were the one who wanted to build a better world for goblins.
Any goblin who wants a better world has already left Undermine, like we did. Look, maybe we can get some others out.
It's their home. They shouldn't have to leave. I gave up everything when I left. Family, friends. I won't make anyone else do that.
We'll take a look around. But I'm not going there to start a war.
Don't worry. That's my job. I realized I never pointed this out, but Renzik, I guess you could call him an Alliance-affiliated goblin. He's actually the second in command of SI7, and if you've done any classic questing on an Alliance character, especially
if you want, or meet me up by the rocket drill. I'll get you into Undermine.
Especially as a rogue, he is actually the quest giver right next to Shaw, who hands out a lot of the early rogue class quests, like I think at least the level 20 quest. And if I recall correctly, we never really knew of his background. Like, we didn't know why he left the Undermine or how he ended up joining up with the, like, Stormwind Intelligence Agency of all things. But it's cool to get, like, a little bit of that here, that basically he just left, you know, Undermine to start over, and now we're going back. And also, what we learned from those quests is that Gallywix has basically brute forced his way, as he tends to, into Undermine and become overboss of Undermine, basically ruling over all of the cartels and the Goblin capital city.
You're with me.
What now?
Got the proper papers for Undermine? And welcome to Undermine.
Hey, over here.
What now?
Pansy sent word about what happened in the Ring and Deeps. I'm here to get you reacquainted with Undermine.
Renzik and Pansy know what they're doing with Grimla here. I ain't been in Undermine in so long I could use the help. What about you, Gazlowe?
It hasn't been long enough.
And that's the first storyline of the Undermine main campaign. There are 6 chapters in full, only 5 available, as is typical, because for quite a while lately, the last storyline has been unavailable on PTR, or at least locked behind the raid. And so I'm gonna keep going through these in the next few videos and do each of the storylines. So thank you for joining me for the very first storyline. Very excited to now officially be in Undermine and actually be able to talk a little bit more about that, but I'll get that into the I'll get into that in the next video. I gotta say, just as like a final thought, for as super excited as I was to get to Undermine, I think it's actually really cool that our intro quest line gave us more context for why we end up here. I feel like in previous patches, when it comes to going to new places, we just sort of have like a MacGuffin come in and then we're like, okay, let's go to this new island. And like, that still sort of happens here, right? But it's something that's been connected to other things we've been doing, like the Black Blood. And I like that we go through a whole quest line still in Khazalgar before we make it to the new area. I think having gone through most of this storyline already and going back through it again, I really feel like this storyline especially gets a chance to breathe. But you'll have to tell me what you think and if you agree. So, thank you for joining me for the first questline in Undermine's story, and I hope to see you for the next one. Husklob? So, I remember someone saying that they knew where these went out of order. Vibes were off? Hello? Micromanager? Me too. Asteria! I gotta say, for all reputations to be friendly with, Ventrico feels... How many years have I been killing Ventrico goblins? Oh my god, I had to read that with my own eyes. I don't think that goblin's doing well if they're napping behind the bomb shed. Okay, baby girl, you think this is a terrifying amount of black blood. Oof, you should have seen the Wrathgate, honey. It's literally made of the stuff. That was weird.